Today we're going to be working on an older vehicle. It's a 93, it's a GMC Jimmy. The Chevy, the S10 series are all basically the same. The Blazers, the smaller the Blazer anyway. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing that dreaded job, the heater core. I know nobody really cares to do it, but it's really not as bad as you would think. What we're basically going to do is we're going to take the dashboard and we're going to pull it, as the computer says, the computer tells you that you need to pull the entire dashboard out of the car. You don't need to do that. Basically, we're going to take the right side of the dashboard, we're going to pull it back at an angle to the dashboard so it's great enough so we can get the cover as well as the heater core out. So we're going to loosen the entire dashboard, pull the right side back. The left side is still going to remain up near the firewall. We'll pull it back far enough so we can get up underneath there and access all the screws on the cover. Take the cover off, pull the heater core out, put the new one back in, and then wrap it up. Just take your time. You get a little frustrated, walk away. Don't pull things. If you try to pull it and the wiring is connected, you're going to break something, you're going to put it back together, you're going to have a problem. So if you start to pull the dashboard and you feel there's a little resistance, look underneath the bottom. There's going to be something underneath there, whether it's a harness or an electrical connector or something which is going to be holding it back. So take your time, don't force it, and you should be okay. All right, let's grab some tools. You're going to need some basic hand tools. You're going to need a 1/4-inch drive ratchet set for taking all the plastic little screws off the cover off. Phillips head, probably a flathead screwdriver also. 10mm 3/8 drive to take the dashboard bolts down. Maybe a 15mm to drop the steering column down. And that's really about it. So let's get in there and let's get started. I'm sure you looked at it and you saw what kind of a process it's going to be, but it's not as bad as you would think. First thing you're going to do is obviously you're going to disconnect your battery. You want to have your battery disconnected because your door is going to be open, your hood's going to be up, the lights are going to be on, it's going to drain your battery down, so make sure you disconnect the battery. Next thing we're going to do is you can either drain the radiator down partially, bring the water down a little bit lower, or what I do is I actually pinch off the lines here with like a locking pliers, like channel locks, pinch them off a little bit, and then we're going to take these hoses off the heater core and we're going to remove them. All right, next thing we're going to do is going to come around inside the vehicle over here, and we got a lot of things we got to take down so we can gain access to it. The first thing we're going to do, obviously, is we're going to take this cover down on the bottom here, and what we're going to do is we're just going to take out all these screws here, and we're going to remove this cover, and I'm going to take off this side cover right here, which is just a bunch of screws right inside here. We're going to take out, there's probably 3 or 4 screws inside here, and let's get that off, and then we'll come right back. Okay, just want to show you I got the hoses off here. Remember I told you about pinching off the lines so you're not losing all your antifreeze, and then just put the hoses out of the way. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take out this little, I think it's a 932 screw that actually holds the heater core to the AC housing. We're going to take the bolt out, and then we're going to go back inside, and we'll take everything else apart inside there. All right, so that's disconnected now, and inside we started to remove everything under the dashboard here. We took those panels down. The one on the side right here is out. The one underneath the bottom right here is out. And now we can see that this is the case underneath here where the heater core is located. And from looking in here, it looks like somebody had previously done this job because I see some screws that are left out of the case itself. So okay, just want to show you what I'm up to right now. Remove the top of the dashboard. Very simple. There's 4 screws here. 1 here, 1 here, 2 on that side. We take these screws down. That gives the top part of the dashboard some play. There's a 10mm bolt underneath the bottom right here. And then down on this side over here, I dropped the plastic cover on the bottom here, and I took out the screws that hold the steering column in place, lowered the steering column down, and now the dashboard pulls enough forward so I can get underneath the bottom to remove the top part of the cover of the heater box. I took out a couple of screws in here already, which was here and here, and then a couple of more on top. So you get the ones on the bottom first, and then what I did is I went up around the top over here to this side over here, and I was able to get the ones up on top. Now, to pull the dashboard back far enough to gain access to it, I did have to unplug the computer. So I pulled it back far enough now, and I'm going to pull that cover off, and we're going to unscrew that heater core. So let me continue. Okay, now I got everything disconnected. I'm just going to pull this box off, and there is your heater core right there. Now, to get the heater core out, there's actually this bracket right here. We're going to take out a screw here. I'm going to take out a screw over there, and then one up on top. We're going to pull the heater core out this way here. So let me take them out. From what I recall, I think they're about 1/4 inch or 9/32. So let me take them out, and we're going to continue. Okay, and then once you've got these pieces off, you can just take the heater core and you can just pull it, and it comes right out. So, well, it doesn't come right out, but it does come out. Now, a word of advice is be careful, because when you take the heater core out, you may wind up getting some antifreeze on the carpet. If that's the case, you want to put something down. On this particular truck, it doesn't matter because the floor is disgusting. So let me get this out of here, and then we're going to put the new one in. I'm going to take 2 hands to do it, but I'm going to pull the dash back a little bit and pull that right out. So let me do that. All right, heater core's out. And that's it. So that's the dreaded heater core. So let me grab the new one, and we'll put it back together. Okay, now we got the new heater core in place over here. We're going to put the brackets back on right here, and right on the other side over here, and then we'll put that cover back on. So let's put the brackets back on there, and then we'll start to get this job wrapped up and be done with this. All right, come right back. Okay, once we get that heater core box back in there, and we got the cover back on, as you can see, all the screws are back in there. We're going to replug our computer back in, which is directly up underneath here. And then we're going to lay the dashboard back inside. It's just a matter of lifting it up, pushing it in. We're going to reattach all of our screws up in the front. We're going to put our screws up underneath the bottom. And we're going to reattach our hoses up in the front. And we're going to fill it up with antifreeze. And we should be all set. Okay, we're going to reattach the screws up in the top up here. There's 4 of them that we took out, and that's what we're going to put back in. Alright, we're going to do the rest of the 3 up on the top here. And the last thing we're going to do on the bottom over here is we're going to reattach that bottom panel underneath here that we took off. We're going to put that panel on over here, and then we'll go underneath the hood and we'll reconnect the coolant hoses. So let's continue. Okay, underneath the, just want to show you everything's put back together on the 2 bolts underneath the steering column are both tight. There's one 10mm screw that goes in this way here. That's tight now. We put this cover back on underneath here and tightened it up. We reattached the hood release cable that was previously disconnected. We put the emergency brake release cable back through the dashboard and connected it up to the release underneath the bottom there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put that cover back up underneath here, and once we get that back up, we'll get the bolts up in the top, right up in here, and then we'll go back over to the other side and wrap that up. Okay, now we're back up front here, and we're going to put the hoses back onto the heater core where we previously removed them from. We're going to remove these clamps that we have that was cutting the water supply off to the heater core, and we're going to start it up. We're going to run the job and get the antifreeze circulating through the heater core, and we should be in good shape. All right. Any questions, any comments, drop me a line. Be more than happy to talk to you about anything. All right, thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.